Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Basic Chocolate the Deuces. How we do Texas, baby. Man, I does back. You know what it is, know what it is. And it is. The only place, only place, only place, only place, only place, only place, only place go get it. 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 Only place go get it is right back in the basic. Chunk of the Deuces. How we do Texas, baby. Man, I does back. You know what it is, know what it is, know what it is. Real men rise up. Fake men rise down. Real women rise up. Fake women rise down. Prep the word preacher, preach on. And today's topic to talk about is, oh man, we need to look up these terms for what it meant, because a lot of times when we hear terms like Negro, black, colored, Afro-American. You get it? Afro. You got an Afro and you're an American. Negro. Colored. Oh, that really pissed me off. When people say colored and Negro and they don't even know what it means. They even, we need to know who we are. But it's not just a video towards my folks. It's video towards everybody. Who the hell we really are as human beings. Because just like you hear terms of whites, they say, I'm European, I'm white, I'm Caucasian. You don't hear that word a lot. And that's something that word need to look into. Just as much that word we'll look into the word African. I mean, same thing, Asia. That's me, Asian American, or what? Like from Chink and Chinkament to Jap. People need to look up these words. Like Japanese and Chinese. Same thing, Latin. Some people say, like Latin people. Some Latin people say I'm Latin, I'm Latino, or I'm Spanish. That's what they'll say. Or I'm brown, I'm brown, I'm brown. I'm not black, I'm not white, I'm brown, right? Same thing an Asian person say, I'm yellow. I'm not black, I'm not white, I'm yellow. A white person say, I'm not black, or I'm just white. We need to look up these terms, because they come up with these terms all the time, and that's what sickens me. But I really want to talk about this term, African American. For those African Americans that watch the show called Roots, you think when you hear that term African American, you think that you have been you've been prosecuted, you've been slaved. Don't even know what the term slavery is. Well, anyway, they need to look that up, because I don't know if this is true or fact or not. Some say the term slavery is come from Slavic people. That from Europeans. Europeans gonna say that's not. But if it's not, what else slave it come from? Where else the word term slavery? Same thing, the term superior or inferior. All superior means you really want to be on top of everything. That's all it is. You want to own people, or people got to own you. To serve and serve you that you couldn't even serve. You couldn't get things for yourself. That's why people say stuff like that. You would think all the education system that they had, but they don't have enough information in their fucking brain. I can't get mad at some of my folk. I really can't get mad at white folk, because it explains why some whites think the way they feel. And they've been conditioned on TV thinking that, well, if somebody is going to violate the activity for my neighborhood, I'm going to get myself a rifle and gun. I'm going to start shooting somebody. See, that's a white trash American, right? Protect his property. Same thing, a white person was ready to call the fucking police if you go out there and rob his shit. Or he's going to shoot you by permit of his right to defend himself, the First Amendment, right? I swear, man. In 2015, I get why some people think like that. Same thing, black community. We've been conditioned thinking that, if you're a black person, American black, you pants sagging, you speak ebolics, and listen to that horrible, that's what they say is horrible, and that horrible exploited rap music. But that's a difference between hip hop. Hip hop is a culture as a whole. Rap is just a rap on the streets. Anyway, like I said again, people need to look at this stuff because, they really do. They don't know what these terms come from. They don't know why they say it. Same thing when people say minority. Minority is another word for you're a loser. You got to be fully legal responsibility as a minor. That's what they say about young people. When they call them minority, it's another word for you're a loser. You're a has-been. You're on welfare. You are government officials, whatever you want to call it, whatever you think of. When you hear these politicians say that, they are basically saying it ain't our responsibility to take care of you. That's what they're saying. That's the so-called majority. They're a big club, man. These people, when you hear that word majority, what they really meant for the rich folks. They protect 1% of wealth for people. Doesn't matter what race they were. But if you are 99%, you are the people who buying sponsors. And who the 10%? Blacks. Who the 5%? Asians. Who the 7%? Middle East. I don't know. And maybe a 4% is Native American. It don't tell a couple of percent. I don't believe in statistical numbers. But like I said again, it just the same thing. They say the word poor and rich and middle. Middle class, you in the middle with two different certain classmen, the rich and the poor. You got to choose which side you're going. But you're in the middle. You stick with your own side. But if you're poor, you in the lower pole and low and pole. It means you're poor. No offense to poor. Nobody deserves to be poor. If you're rich, you in the up ring. Means you got so much money. You're a very wealthy person. Very wealthy. That that you can pass assure for all your wealth and pass on the generation to come. But you know what? I can understand why they use these terms because same thing, liberal. Liberal means they believe in justice and justice for all, for everybody, but they don't include for justice for everyone. Who you think could control the voting polls? Them. This is why they always say Democrat is the left and Republicans is the right. But you know what they say? Once you go to that left, you can never go back to that right. They always say that. But once you can make but only thing you can go to that only thing you can turn to that left and turn to that right when you got enough time to turn to that left and turn to the right. But once you go right, you can never go left because once you go left, you can never go right back right. It's confusing. It goes back to this Greek theology and this Roman philosophy. It goes back to that, how people been taught. Why you think that the Romans and the Greeks out there fighting? Because who controlled the whole entire city? Who controlled the whole entire women and the children and the men? Oh, get the men out there working the fields. Get the women out there to make sure she on the Medicaid to bring the babies up to the world. Get the kids for they can have a better education, better qualified education, for they can go to best schools, best anything. For they won't be coming up of slaves and coming up of hunger and starvation. And if they have what you want to call it, if they got a health and certain embodiment of their bodies, I mean, they got to take care of their body in order to have sex and stuff like that, do what they do. I mean, I get why they use these terms. I get it. And another thing people need to understand what these damn terms come from, of these terms like swag, thug. A lot of people don't know what thug is. Ghetto. A lot of people don't know what ghetto is. Or hood. Hood is another word for neighborhood. If you drop the neighbor and put it hood, man, we hood it out, man. It's that ebolics. But if you speak that proper grammar, welcome neighbor. You know, how you doing there? Let's have a cup of morning coffee and talk about the great days of great living of the world, you know? But that explains a lot. That explains why they use these terms. Same thing women. Women use terms like a good man. But what the fuck is a good man? Oh, when you meant a good man, you want a man that's gonna take care of you. You want a man that's gonna marry you. You want a man that can that give you babies, have a husband, for you can come home all the day and working for you to make your life easy for you and all that, and you can go out there for work for him and he worked for you. See, that's what women meant. They got tired of the bad boy and the asshole when they get young. They get tired of that when they turn 16 and 18 and maybe 14 and 15. Chances are you better get to her before she's young, because they hot and bothered when they're young. But they hot, none bothered when they not even look good. They don't look good when they're 18 anymore. They don't look good. And that's what women hate. Women hate to compete with these other women. They hate that. They hate that shit. They hate it. Even the guys. I even saw my stepbrother. He looked all bloated up. Like, God damn, he looked all bloated up. By the time he got that beard Gary guts, like when he get kids. And I'm not trying to talk about my stepbrother, but damn, it was sad. You know, you have to take care of yourself, regardless if you stay at home or not. Got to. You know, I eat cheese and cheese and broccoli. I eat yogurt. I eat certain vitamin drinks. You got to have that when you have wealth. I mean, because all wealth means is wealthy means your health. That's all it is. When people say wealthy, they meant the other word health, wealth. I mean, when they say wealthy is another word for you're wealthy. That's all it is. You know, but I'm going to talk about this term African American. You want to know where that term African American really came from? The term African American, the term African came from, is this come from Roman general that feedable erectable African cannon. Somehow that's where that term come from. It come from the Roman general god that feeded carnival, something like that. You can look it up. I said that's what the term Africa meant. Wow. What the term American meant, because there was this America is this crop of people who this country was founded by European, but now replied by European and their descendants, something like that. Who the crop of people? My folks. Tell American blacks, this is your land. This is your land, man. It says right there. Right along with other people. This is your land. Same thing, Native Americans. That explains a lot of this stuff going on. How you think white people getting this money? They found a gold mine somehow over there in Africa, and they start becoming the richest person they are right now. This is why Africans don't want nobody wear their stuff, especially record diamond jewelry, and mad whites and blacks, because they work all day hard and serve they serve their whole life for it to get to work the things that people got right now. If it wasn't for them, I mean, for some odd reason, nobody wants to talk about this. Not every black person look like this, because most black people who come from all different shades, just like whites. When you think of a white person, you think all whites are pale. You think all whites are red dish. They red all over. No, that's not true. Some whites come from brown. Some whites come from yellow. Some whites come from black. Some whites come from pale, look like a binoism. Some whites come from all different shades. Same thing, black. But whites will tell you, oh, white is not a color. Bullshit. It is. If it's not a color, then what is it? Look at the definition of the word white. White is colorless. bleach. Same thing, the term black. Black is blah, blah, blotted out, bleach. Look at the definition of the word color, black and white. How can my folks gonna say they're color? You know what you're saying? You're saying that I can produce any other color, even white. But you don't never hear whites can produce any other color, even black. Somebody said an article that you can never get black from white, but you can get a white from black. This is something that needs to be talked about because that explains a lot. My folks getting their ass whooped, getting fire hole, dog hole, shot down and burned down. That explains why the goddamn Ku Klux Klan did the fuck they did, because they don't want their folks to find out many of them come from out of fucking blacks. That's why. I ain't afraid of the so-called white supremacists, because I know why they do this. Look at fucking skinhead, for example. How can fucking skinheads to be proud that they are fucking skinned off the people's heads? But yet, the term skinhead that comes from reggae music over there in Great Britain, over there in England, in the goddamn fucking 70s when pop rock hit the fucking scene. Same thing in New York City. They called them sharp. It represent of the letters of skinheads against a prejudice. That something like that. But yet these motherfuckers wearing these damn lucid stripes and wearing these goddamn combat soldier boots and combat soldier pants of camouflage. But yet they out here and say, I'm a skinhead. Skinhead for what? There was a black woman talk to a white guy and she's trying to explain where the actual skinhead came, what it really came from. When I found out the Ku Klux Klan was all the way from not just, you would think when you hear the term Ku Klux Klan, they from all the way from South Carolina and New Britain. But I come to find out Ku Klux Klan come from all the way to fucking Switzerland. That explains it. They must be the goddamn Knight Templars with the goddamn Red Cross. The same Red Cross stealing the goddamn money from Hurricane Katrina. And saying, oh, it was Wycliffe steal that money. Bullshit. I don't understand that. Somebody please explain this shit to me, because we run around here and got this mindset. Oh, don't worry, Mr. Charlie. Don't worry. Come on. You think whites are that fucking dumb? No. Come on. Whites were slaves too. They were. Just like I come to find out that damn term Caucasian, it come from the goddamn Caucasus Mountains. Come from Adam and Boom and Bop. The motherfucker believe that Caucasian are the beautiful race of people. Beautiful race of people, saying that Georgian are the beautiful race of people. That is crazy when I heard this shit. And I'm gonna download a video. It was a black woman did an article and broke it down where the damn Caucasian term came from. And she did a good job when she did that. As a black woman. That is crazy. That explains a lot why they think like that. That explains why they tan in their damn skin. That explains a lot why blacks bleach their skin, trying to blend in by the white society. And that's why it explains that white Americans tan in their skin, for they could look like the people they hate and who the people they're slave. Because they lost their melanin from the climate of the age of their skin. Why you think they call Ice Age? They call Ice Age for a reason. It's because it's a lack of melanin. Whites can't produce it. That's why they adopted African kids. That explains why. Name one thing a black person adopt white kids. Name one. None at all. But you know what? That explains a lot. All racism is a color system. That's what I'm trying to say. It's how you've been treated in society based on the world system. It doesn't matter if you're Caucasian, if you're black or African. They always put black and African. Between black American blacks and African American. It's just stupid. Same thing Caucasian. But term half German and non-German based on the fucking Aryan race belief. Race philosophy. It's bullshit. Same thing Mr. Farrakhan trying to say all black-skinned people come from descendants of the tribe of Japan. Come on. Malcolm not even close at being dark skin color. And he got some goddamn white in his blood. But that's not enough. But yet whites been fucking black people for years and they still do to this day. Same thing, blacks fuck with whites and they still do to this day. Nothing changed. No, they selfish. Let's call it what it is. Fuck these damn racist group. White or black. And black or white. I don't give a damn. That explains a lot why a lot of this shit is going on. That explains why stuff that's going on in Ferguson. That explains why a lot of this stuff going on in Florida. That explains a lot of this shit that's taking place. And ever since Barack Obama took in office, they knew that the man that got a white mother, they left the part out the white mother, and he came out of womb of a white woman. He did not came out of womb of a black woman. This is why white Americans look at Barack Obama like he joke. He ain't one of us. I can understand why black men say that. I can understand why they say it. Because he did not pull by the car police. He didn't get shot by the police. He didn't get his ass whooped by the police. Let's be honest. Even whites even know the fact. Oh, black women know the fact. Come on. Come on now. In order to be a black person, you got to come out of the womb of a black woman. Barack Obama come out of the womb of a white woman. How I know? I came out of the womb of a fucking black woman. So I know. You can't ignore this fact. You can't ignore it. It is crazy. I can understand why we think like that. What I'm trying to say, we got to snap out of this. We got to, because we are too old with this mindset, and whites are too old for that too, because we follow up what the system said. Follow what your heart say. Fuck the system. This system, this race philosopher system, it's a system. It's telling you if you don't have certain shades of a black person or a white person or an Asian or any other race, you're not one of these races. This is why they don't want other races to come together, because they are afraid that they're killing their race. We got to separate whites. We got to separate black, Asian. No, keep them sticking with their own kind and identify who they really are. For we can identify who they identify with. That's why they're against interracial dating. You ever notice that shit? They're against it. I know why. Why you think they're against the goddamn gays? Because the gays can't produce kids like a straight man and a straight woman can. It's reproduce and unproduce it. Who can produce kids? The woman. And who can produce out of the woman? The man's sperm. But everybody too damn dumb to look at this. They too damn dumb. You can't tell me. How can we talk about we all want equal equality? But I don't hear whites coming out there saying, you know what, let's bring blacks over here to march with us. No. I never hear it over there in Europe. Let's be honest. Even Africans don't want that, because they attacking Asians. They attacking their air because they thought that Asia's going to take over their goddamn country. Same thing that Russia are attacking Africans because they out there is basically that they're going to protect Russia. They're going to protect Russia because, in other words, it's going to end up their goddamn race. And I don't believe in racism philosophy because it's all bullshit. If they want to choose to stick with their own race, that's fine. But you better do it the right way. Don't do it in a hate way. Do it in a love way. Same thing if they want to date other races, fine. As long as they understand the culture and the language. If they don't understand the culture and language, how they gonna understand her other race? Just as long as they gotta understand your culture, language, and understand you. I understand we're all human, but the thing is, why everybody buy of this concept and this consummate to believe that, well, I'm superior, I'm your God, bow down to me, worship me. That's what this whole white supremacy about. It's all bullshit. This whole race philosopher, it's whole race philosophy. But you know the sad part, my folks out there doing the same damn thing what these white brothers and sisters doing. Talking about killing whitey, and it's the same way they talking about killing nigga. Oh, they nothing but some apartheid monkeys anyway. They always say that shit because they still believe that re-involved and people be involved by apes, and apes are re-involvement by humans. You know why they say that? Because apes eating different certain ways of food to re-involve and translate to a damn ape, to a damn human. That's why they say the shit. What do you think the fucking Planet of the Apes was a goddamn about? What do you think it was about? They said that they even proved what their claims. And they found 5 different races. 5. One was Georgian, one was Ethiopian, one was Malay race, one was a Mongol, and the other one was an American race. They explained it was 5 different races. It was 5 of them. 5. It was white, black, Latino, Asian, and Native American. That explains they broke every other race in groups. They even broke Aboriginals. What's the difference? Half of them got European centric and black centric. African, let's be honest about that. And then put the Jews and Muslims and all the rest of them, these Middle East, based on their religion beliefs and based on their racial, based on their nationalist of their civilization where they really is. Based on what I'm trying to say that. But I understand why they think like this. I ain't gonna lie, they did a good job to my folks. They have. They did a good job to the whites. They do whites a lot worse because you can't tell what is white and what is not. That's why you can't even tell who's black and who's not. You can't even tell who's Asian and who's not. You can't even tell who's Native American or not. Or a goddamn Latino. You can't tell none because every other race are human beings. But they come from different parts of people. If you don't understand the trace of bloodline, the trace of language, the trace of culturality of certain food and certain way of living themselves, you will never understand other race. You'll never understand it. I get it because I look at it and I study it and I see why other races are different from us. They even look at this. Regardless where we're different, I feel like we all the same underneath it. It doesn't matter who's superior or not. It doesn't even matter. We all being better for ourselves, and better for education for ourselves, and put ourselves in our community as a people to bring divide or disenvironment as a whole, and bring divide as love as a whole, in one world, and one love, and one race will divide it, but everybody as a people, and bring everyone together as one whole, and bring love and dignity, and love and whole and dignity. And that's all I got to say about that, right? Okay? It's your boy Domination. This is Back on the Base. And Chuck of the Deuce is how we do text, baby. Until next time, all right? All right. Peace, and I'm out.